If you've never used a VSL as a health coach, you're missing out. I will show you the exact strategy that took me from $25,000 a month to $75,000 a month in my gut health practice in just 1 month. And this is for any coach that wants to add 5 to 10 serious high-paying clients every single month. I wish I had done this sooner. I'll share with you where you can grab my video sales letter template at the end of this video. For now, let's cover the formula I've created, which covers everything you need to know for writing your video sales letter. Now, I've made this chart, and this is where you basically take them from the transformation promise all the way to frame, to acknowledging other methods, to crushing method objection, to proof, pillars, and results, CTA, and call booking. Now, let's break each of them down. So ultimately, if you want to look at it simply, there's really 3 things that you got to do with your VSL. Number 1 is going to be your hook and intro. This is where it's going to take about 2 to 4 minutes. Moving on to value and pillars takes about 10 to 20 minutes, and then moving on to call to action, which takes about 2 to 4 minutes. Now with hook and intro, they're not going to care about your specific deliverables. They care about the outcome that they're going to receive as clients of your practice or coaching program. So you got to explain what's in it for them and why they need to watch the whole freaking video. And you got to answer the question, why now, and create that urgency in their minds. With that being said, the hook could be something like this. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get desired outcome using your mechanism without having to rely on limiting beliefs. And this is how you start it. Then you're going to cover what's in it for them if they keep watching the video. And that could be something like, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to benefit 1, benefit 2, benefit 3. And this is where you move on to the next phase of the funnel, where you acknowledge their failed attempt. So you're probably going to say, now you've mostly tried failed method already, but you didn't see the results you wanted. And I hear tons of people complaining what they could try that doesn't work for them either. That's normal, and actually a lot of people go through that. Now what you want to do, you want to throw rocks at the previous failed attempts, and you're going to say the reason why failed method never works is because of reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, and explain how you would do it differently than the other methods. What I've done differently to avoid problems like those is reason 1, reason 2, and reason 3. Then you got to acknowledge objection, handle them, and prove them. So you would say, you might not believe this is going to get you desired outcome without objection 1, objection 2, and this is what most people think, including me when I first started. So I'm going to give it to you straight. I just want to assure you that you can actually get desired outcome without any of that, and here's why. Now this is where you got to use like your personal story if you have one. It takes about 10 to 40 seconds. Then you can use testimonial 1, 2, and 3, and each of them can be about 10 to 20 seconds too. And then you would want to go into your value and pillars framework. With this, it's really important that you give them the what, not the how. Use 1, 2, 3 of your main pillars as the main topics of the value section. So you got to directly relate each pillar of value to the outcome that your client wants in life or with their health. Now, this is how it's going to look like in an overview section. So it's going to be pillar 1, 2 to 5 minutes, pillar 2, 2 to 5 minutes, pillar 3, 2 to 5 minutes, and then the outcome 2 to 5 minutes. So you got to use the following value tactics when it comes to doing that, and that is belief shifting. So saying something like, most people believe blank, instead we blank. Or you could paint a picture of their life that they desire. So you can help them realize that this is how their life is going to look like once they've overcome this condition or problem that they have. You could also reference your own personal story or testimonials intermittently in between all this. And this is where you can say, this is exactly how your testimonial achieved desired outcome without objection. And this is where you want to make your pillars the most obvious, simple choice compared to all the other health coaches. So you can say something like, most coaches do this method that they probably don't like, and that's exactly why we do method that they're probably gonna like, because it's much better than the other method. And you just gotta help them understand how much better their life's gonna be once they implement your specific system. So then you handle all the main objections for each pillar, and then you move on to the CTA framework. Now in the CTA framework, the most important thing is, obviously, if you want, you can throw a CTA much earlier in the video, but if you feel like they have everything that they need to know to schedule a call with you. But this is where we would do the main CTA, and the framework of it is 1, audience call out, which is about 1 to 2 minutes, and 2, optional additional call out, which is about 1 1 to 2 minutes. So you don't want your CTA to feel like an abrupt ending, but that there's more value to say. And this is basically the final wrap to get that call booked in. So this is a way that you can do an audience call out. You can say something like this. If you are an ideal audience, it could be like women in your 30s to 50s, or, you know, in women experiencing perimenopause, whatever that is, just call out your ideal audience. And you want desired outcome without having to limiting beliefs. Go ahead and book a call below where we'll cover your specific goals and needs. And if we are a good fit for each other, we can get started. Again, this is only for ideal audience who's ready to achieve desired outcome. Talk soon. And that's it. So if you want to do an additional audience call out, this is where you say, so if you never want to worry about objection 1, objection 2, objection 3, just like how you can use your success story or testimonial, went from lowest point to desired outcome, and then give like example 1 through 3, then book a call below and we can talk soon. And this is it. Now that I've covered the formula for what made my VSL successful, let's cover the next steps. I'm adding this section purely because I know you're probably going to be making your VSL and haven't considered what to do afterwards. So the first version will not be perfect, and that's okay. You're going to want to track its performance and make changes often. Now, as you can see in this chart, when it comes to a VSL funnel, you want to be aware of the 3 places that people drop off. You'll want tracking in place so you know exactly what you need to change and increase conversion, which isn't necessarily because of the VSL itself. The first is the opt-in page. You need an opt-in page to create other opportunities to follow up with people that showed interest. But people generally have a headline at the top that explains what they're getting by submitting their information. There are cases where they see the opt-in, put in their information, or don't and never launch the VSL. So this headline needs to answer a burning desire your ideal client wants. If people drop off, you need to try a new headline or reconsider where the traffic is coming from, clicking the opt-in page. The next one is the VSL page. You need something to track how much they're actually watching. If you grab a common denominator where people are dropping in the very beginning or a couple minutes in, that's when it's time to consider your transformation promise and frame. If the opt-in page hook worked, they are there for a reason. The whole call outs to who and what you're offering could make them uninterested. The final one is if the watch time is high and they get to the booking page to schedule a call but do not schedule. Now, this is where you consider the questions you're asking on the booking page. Is there anything on that page that's adding too much resistance to booking? Sometimes this is not bad, by the way. But for example, if you're coming in and saying, are you willing to invest $10,000 in this program? That's obviously gonna scare people off, especially as a health coach. So that should get you started. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you find value, check out this playlist I've created. It already has the video where I covered my VSL template uploaded. See you in the next video.